The climate is the most complicated thing that we have in this area. We have two extremes. In viticulture, to obtain good fruit is a difficult climate. On the other side, this climate provides some characteristics to the wines that can hardly be found in other places in the world. We have a high natural acidity thanks to the climate and a moderate alcoholic grade. Another particularity, for better or worse, is the high rainfall level. We have 1,200 to 1,600 millimeters per square meter. It depends a bit on the year. Aside from having very mild temperatures, we have very high humidity. Today we have a cloudy day with lots of humidity and fog. However, yesterday we had a very sunny day with very hot temperatures. This contrast creates an optimal scenario for the development of vine diseases.
And all this due to the proximity to the ocean. Indeed, we see one of the sea tonguers getting inland, which is what you call here Ria, right? You can see the tide changing. When we arrived half an hour ago, there was no water.
Yes, this also affects for good and bad. Bad because of the development of diseases. Good because of the characteristics that it confers to our wines. We get very fresh wines and moderate alcohol levels.
When it comes to soils, here you have a very clear example of how granite decomposes. This is decomposed granite, right?
That's correct. You can also see it in a rock with a vertical cut over there. Here, basically 90% is granite, more or less, decomposed, but granite nevertheless. In this particular area, we also have some clay, particularly here in Val dos Alnes, within the Rias Baixas. There are some areas with slate, others with sand, but what dominates is decomposed granite. Evidently, granite promotes freshness in the wines, which tend to be less structured, more direct, vertical, and the acidity is noted more. Conversely, in a clay soil, the wine gains structure, it gains muscle and body. The acidity is less noticeable, it's hidden. There is still tension and freshness, but it's not highlighted as much as with granite. These are very vertical wines and with higher aromatic intensity. This is a vineyard in the future. We planted it 2-3 months ago, in February or March. We got rid of the plants here. This was all eucalyptus. We eliminated the roots, we excavated, we fertilized it, and planted the vines. We also planted legume plants to provide nitrogen and structure to the soil. We planted them in February, and we are now installing the posts and the wires to form the parral. There's an explanation for this. Here we work mainly with Albariño. It is a very vigorous vine that needs space. There is high humidity, as you can see, and moderate temperatures. What we want is for the vine to develop in a raised area to avoid the humidity in the ground and protect it from the diseases that we have here. If you go back in history, in this region, the Rias Baixas, back before the 80s, most grapes around here were red. Autochthonous varieties like Espadero, Lurero, Caiño, Mencia a little more recently, but mainly Caiño, Lurero and Espadero are varieties very intrinsic to this region. What happened is that in the 80s there was a boom with Albariño, and there was a conversion from red varieties to Albariño. Now we are starting to plant red varieties again. Indeed, we have Caiño in this area. We want to recover those autochthonous varieties. I am convinced that they produce a wine style that nowadays most people are looking for. easy wines to drink, fluid, dynamic, with a low alcoholic grade, as we have in this region. We press whole bunches, always bunches with stems. This is a peculiarity of our elaboration. Our virtues could also be our defects. We don't use anything at all, not cultured yeast, not enzymes, not deacidifying agents, nothing. We only use sulfur, and not in all the wines. Only the antioxidant and bentonite, which is a clarifier based on clay. A natural product, and not for all our wines. We look for authenticity, wines with more personality but naturally occurring. Indeed, we press whole bunches because the stems absorb some acidity. It also provides some equilibrium, as the stems also provide some natural tannins that will prolong the life of the wine.
You elaborate in stainless steel, but also in good foudres. Depending on the style, are you looking for different characteristics?
The foudres arrived after a Riesling trip, an area that I love. A producer whose wines I like a lot works with foudres from 2 companies, and after that trip, I decided to use them as well. After the first year, we have observed that the wines develop a little more, just one step up. We have some wines that are 100% elaborated in foudre, with all the criantha in wood, and others that we combine different methods. I love stainless steel as well, as I believe that it is a material that respects the grape, the prime product, and that it doesn't interfere for good or bad. I like to get the authenticity of the wine, and then the wood provides a plus, a little complexity and longevity to the wines that we are interested in.